Hello tribe, welcome back. So let's see what is happening next week and a half. In case someone will be asking for the name of this deck, I have been gifted this deck by one of the clients who turned to friends now. Thank you, Tasha, for gifting this deck to me, and it's called The Gift of Life Tarot. And I want you to choose today from the images. See which one resonates with you today the most. I have purposely cut it off right here so that you don't see the names of the tarot cards. I want you to purely go by the image, and I'm going to show you these cards from a close-up. This is for pile number 1. That's pile number 2. And that is pile number 3. Choose your image, and I'm going to see you in timestamps. Hello tribe, whoever has chosen pile number 1, let's see what we got for you. In case you skipped the intro, this deck is called The Gift of Life Tarot. Let's get to it. Let's see what you may expect happening. I'll pull more cards and we're going to read this all together. Let me adjust you slightly. Let's see, I feel like I want to pair this up with the Super Lunaris deck. What is happening next week and a half? Let's clarify the High Priest. We have the Sun. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Eight of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. Let's see. We have the Lovers. It's almost like a checkup that I'm seeing here. You're gonna feel that you want to check in on yourself spiritually here. And what I'm seeing, someone feels really happy about the choices that they made, especially, I don't know how you're going to translate this to your situation, spiritual choices that they made, the work that they have chosen to do. Would this work be an actual career? Would it be a hobby? You feel very focused and you feel really determined next week and a half. It's almost as if you're being led by your soul, and there's a sense of tradition here for you. I feel like traditional ways that are traditional to you, right, are going to be quite beneficial here. You want to simplify your life, but in the best way possible. You are deciding to say no to any chaos or any drama that might be around you. You're also not involving yourself in situations that are very shadow based, and it feels like you're going to feel really grateful for where you are and the choices that you made and what kind of morals and values you have, as well as other people that you've chosen to surround yourself with. There's a lot of joy next week and a half, especially in your work endeavors. Would it be your soul's work? Would it be your purpose? Would it be your career? You're super determined, and you feel that anything that you set your mind, yes, like anything that I set my mind on, I can accomplish that. Also, where your power lies is in strong partnerships. Would it be business? Would it be romantic? Especially people who are married, I feel like you'll notice there is a sense of gratitude here. You may feel really grateful for the person that you are with, or someone is really grateful to have you in your life. I think it goes both ways here. A lot of people might be drawn to exercising a little bit more or moving around, doing something that makes your body active. Would it be an exercise? Would it be signing up for a class? Starting your morning with exercise that doesn't have to be super intense. It could be light. It could be Pilates, I'm seeing for some of you, or martial arts. Maybe you already kind of interested in that if you were not before. So let's see what you can expect happening in your relationships, platonic, romantic, business, whatever needs to come through. I'm also seeing someone reading about old traditions. Card on the floor, bear with me. We're talking about relationships, and Knight of Cups is like, hello. Let me get back to my desk. What can you expect happening in your relationships next week, week and a half? We have the Emperor. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Magician. Bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords. What's happening for pile number one next week, week and a half in relationships? There is a sense of romance in the air, pile number one. And it feels like someone is looking at the other person with loving eyes. But I'm not sure if that other person knows that someone has an eye on them, to be honest. This could be a work situation where someone has a crush on someone else, or someone suddenly starts viewing their colleague, their partner, the relationship that was platonic, it almost like it switches in someone's head and they're like, I actually could see this person as a potential romantic partner. And I don't know if this is you looking at someone or someone is looking at you. More so, for many of you, I'm feeling that this is someone else looking your way. And for many of you, I feel like that's something that you are trying to achieve. Maybe you set an intention in order to attract more love into your life or people into your life. And I feel like it's working next week, week and a half. It's gonna come in unexpected ways from people that you wouldn't maybe even think about. There is a sense of surprise here for me. Someone makes you feel very comfortable, makes you feel like home. This is someone that you know already about. This is someone that you already worked with, lived in the same town with, but something switched at some point. I'm seeing two people hanging together or knowing about one another, but at one point someone goes, you know what, I think I actually like them. I never thought of them in that way. And I think that's why we have the Nine of Swords here, because someone realizes that they view this person from a different perspective now, and they put quite a lot of pressure on themselves because they're like, okay, what am I going to do with this? What should I do with this situation? There might be also a scenario where someone has a crush on someone else at work, and it's as if I'm not supposed to have my eye on this person due to some sort of reason. Those reasons might be different for all of you. Okay. How are you going to feel about this situation? My viewers watching, how are you going to be feeling about this situation? You're going to be interested. You're going to be interested. You will be curious. You will want to explore this to see where this takes you. You are ready to open up your heart or strengthen existing relationships if you're already in relationship. There is a sense of curiosity. Even if you are married with someone for like 15, 20 years, you are curious about them. You want to know them better because we change as humans, right? We change, and it's when people say, I've known this person for like 20 years, but like on what level do you know them? You know what I mean? A lot of times people don't ask really important, deep questions. They may live together for that long, but how intense or how deep is the actual relationship? And it feels like someone really wants to get to know the other person in from their depths, if that makes sense. You feel really happy about this, whatever this relationship is for you, or a start of a relationship. You feel really happy, you feel accomplished, and you feel seen. There is this feeling of I'm feeling seen and I'm feeling appreciated. Maybe someone is calling up a friend and saying, you won't believe what has happened, or I want to update you on this situation. Someone has made me feel that I am very important, I'm very loved. It's whatever is happening, it's like a compliment for you, a reminder who you are, what you're capable of, and how people appreciate you, how they see you. Interesting, to say the least. So let me know, guys, how this will go. Did this happen already? Let's get some cards for your finances, career, sense of security and safety. What do we have happening next week and a half? That Knight of Cups keeps wanting to come back. So maybe this person is somehow related to your work, or you talk quite a lot about work with them, or you work together. What do we need to know about your sense of security and safety, finances, career? We have the Two of Cups. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Hierophant here. Interesting. And we have the Queen of Wands, bottom of the deck. Let's speak. We have the Eight of Cups. A lot of you might be thinking about, if you haven't started this just yet, you might be thinking about doing something that's connected to esoteric, something that's connected to helping other people in some way. Would it be counseling? Would it be tarot? Would it be shamanism? Would it be healings of some sort? Doesn't matter. But your soul is being really drawn to doing spiritual things for your life's work next week and a half. And I feel like there is a lot to be discovered there. If you do this work professionally, I feel like you're going to have a really good week. A lot of people will get answers by booking services with you. Or you might want to book a service with someone else who's able to provide answers about your career, about your purpose, about your mission, maybe give you advice, what is the next step, whatever it is that you are looking for. It's a very creative week, pile number one, the next week. So I would say express your creativity in whichever way you feel suitable, because there is something in you that wants to be birthed that will be recognized by other people. And again, you pulling something from the past, information, technique, knowledge, something that your ancestors were aware of, something that your ancestors were good at, and you're using it for your life's work, or you're using it in your own job, and it feels to benefit you big time. Some of you might be contemplating, if you felt like you were not in the right place and you wanted to quit your job and completely change your career, I feel like next week you're going to feel much more at peace with the decision that you're making. See? Eight of Cups, the Tower. Someone is ready to start a new journey and to completely get rid of this tower, this building that was crumbling for a while. And the King of Swords is a clarity of mind here. With the tower falling down, I see clearly, I understand my situation. And the next card that we have is the Wheel of Fortune. and I see how everything starts tying into my life, like the puzzle is being put together. I feel really good where I'm going, and I feel career-wise, purpose-wise, everything is starting to open up for me. You feel very powerful next week and a half. You feel very grounded. If you are not, you're looking for ways how to feel that way, how to help yourself, and you're implementing some sort of maybe ritual, technique, routine that helps you tremendously. So I hope this made sense, pile number one. If you need extra content, as usual, find me on Patreon, and have a beautiful week. Hello, pile number two. Whoever has chosen the second card, and this card is the Magician. Let's pull from Tarot and let's see what this story is about. And I'm gonna be using the Super Lunaris deck. Pile number two, what is happening next week and a half? We have the Empress, strong start. We have, the Nine of Swords. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Cups. There's a lot of people in a picture, and there is the Eight of Cups. Okay, we already have a story, so let's continue. I want to clarify these cards. I'm going to adjust the camera in a minute for you. What is going on here? Pile number two. We have the Page of Swords clarifying the Empress. We have the Nine of Wands clarifying the Nine of Swords. We have the Four of Swords clarifying the the Knight of Pentacles. This is vibing together. We have the Six of Swords clarifying the Knight of Cups. And we have the Seven of Swords clarifying the Eight of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Swords. All right. Pile two. I want to say one thing. Your feminine energy is your power next week and a half. Express it. Express your feminine energy. Work with it. You can manifest quite a lot next week and a half. Set intentions. I'm seeing people working with the moon, with a star, particular star for you, with earth elements, or learning how to do that. And I'm also seeing people learning, especially my females watching, how to be more receptive. How to be more receptive, how to receive more, especially if you are always the one who was given. And you would step in and you would take on the masculine role in your relationships. You're learning how to step back. And you start noticing how then you start receiving much more because you step into your feminine energy. And that's when I feel like the door opens for you and you're like, is that all that I had to do? Is just to stop being the one who always provides and puts myself in a back seat, provides for everyone else, and then I put myself in the back seat. All I did is just stepped back for a minute, and now everything is coming my way. I'm also seeing this is a very lucky week, a very powerful week for anyone who is into shamanism or witchcraft. I feel like you will want to dive deeper. I feel like you will be connected to people you're supposed to be connected to. So pay attention to who you're drawn to talking to or who you're following. Now, I want to say watch out, pile number 2. Don't get burned out next week and a half. You're very strong, but you tend to burn yourself out. That is something to watch out for. You're gonna have to take one step at a time the next week. Make sure you have enough sleep. Make sure you go into bed at the times that are most convenient for your body, best for your body, because there is something happening behind the scenes that you don't see with the naked eye. It feels energetic for me, and your body needs a little bit more rest. Maybe someone, for example, is healing physically, literally after an operation, or someone maybe has period, right? And it's very painful. Your body needs more rest next week and a half. So make sure that you are balanced enough in your rest and in your work. You will notice that there is someone who wants to approach you again, who has became distant, or just life happened and you had to go your own ways. Someone that you in some way in separation with. I feel like someone wants to approach you. Someone wants to maybe even offer something to you that you used to do in the past, or talk about the past with you. And I feel like you won't see it coming. I feel like you won't see it coming. I feel like for some of you, this might be a person that you don't want to accept in your life again. If there was deception. So you're going to be the one who decides what to do with this connection. But someone definitely has an eye on you, and they're contemplating on what is the next move. They want to take things forward with you. But it feels like I have this underlying feeling, I don't know if I trust you, or I don't know if I can trust this situation. So trust your gut. Trust your gut next week and a half. Remember, you're paralyzing your feminine energy. It's all about intuitive hints, inner wisdom. Okay, let's see. What is happening in your relationships? Would it be platonic? Would it be romantic? Or business? What do we need to know? We have the 3 of Wands. Four of Wands. Two of Swords. Knight of Cups. That knight keeps popping up here. We have this knight for pile number 1 too, popping up. So this is a bit of a collective vibe, what I'm getting. I don't know why I heard the story has been finished. The story hasn't ended. Why is the Devil card here? Judgment, okay. Why is the Devil card here? Ace of Cups. Judgment and Ace of Cups, a very interesting combo. Right. Bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Cups again. What I'm seeing here, I'm seeing someone waiting for the other person. There is longing, and it feels that this is, I wouldn't say this is platonic, it can be, but it feels romantic with this Knight of Cups. You need to feel whichever story this is for you. I split the deck, we have a Justice, clarifying this Knight of Cups. This is someone that you have a very strong contract with, and karma with. And now, when I say karma, it doesn't mean that this is a bad thing. I just have to remind this to people. Universal balance, if you want to call it that way, right? There is something here that you both have to learn from one another. And this might be a person that you used to live with, or this might be a person who's coming to visit you in your hometown, or to stay in your house. And it seems like, is that you or is them? Let's see. It seems like someone is gonna be holding back words. I want to speak about something, but I cannot make up my mind if that's the right time to tell you what I'm thinking about. And I would say, as the advice, do not be afraid to say what is on your mind. Because remember how I said the story is unfinished, and I feel like the story is unfinished, or there is lack of clarity here. Now, what do I want to do about this situation? Or why have we met? What is the purpose behind this connection? Because something was unspoken. Something was unspoken. Maybe a shadow part. Maybe a habit that someone has. Maybe telling someone that, for example, you know what, I feel like I've always allowed my boundaries to be crossed. This is my bad habit, and I don't want this to happen anymore. Or I'm also in a situation where someone is saying, you know what, I recognize my shadow self. I've grown with the judgment. I've faced my own demons. And now, do you think we can talk things through? Do you think we can rekindle a relationship? Do you think we can press a restart button with this Ace of Cups? And this is completely up to the other person what they want to do, depending on a situation that they faced before. If someone has really sat there in their shadow, I think then the other person might want to continue this and see what is there in that connection. I'm not talking about a relationship where someone was really badly abused, manipulated. I don't think that's what I'm talking about here. If someone decides to give this another chance, I feel like whoever was in their shadow and hurt the other person somehow, or maybe both did, it was like a hiccup on the walk in their life. It was something that they had to look at, but it's not an intentional thing that they did. That wasn't intentional. That was something that they had to experience, that they had to face. Okay, let's see. Okay, that card wants to come out very clearly. Very clearly. Yeah, there was a bit of abandonment here that we're talking about. Maybe this is a relationship with a parent as well. Specifically a mother. I feel like one really important relationship in your life is being looked at next week and a half. What I came here to learn, why I incarnated with this person. I want to see clarity. I want to tap into my feelings, and I want to see the truth of the situation. But someone has to change their perspective a little bit in order to do so. To look at this from 360 angle, not only from their position, but from someone else's. This is very important. It feels really important. It feels like it's one of the lessons that we signed up pre-incarnation for ourselves here, pile number 2. And we're looking at all the options that we have here. What do I want to do with this? Now that I recognize what maybe was missing, what I was lacking, or what was a problem in this connection, what are the options that I have, and what do I really want to do moving forward? And that is for you to know. Let's look at your stability, career, finances next week and a half. Career, stability, finances. Oof, 7 of Wands is like, hello. Okay, let's look. 7 of Wands, we have the Star. We have Justice. We have 8 of Pentacles. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the Knight of Swords. Sorry, let me adjust a little bit. Bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Swords. Interesting. You know what I heard? Someone is ending some sort of fuckery. I don't know what this is, but someone is ending some sort of fuckery. Either, for example, a habit that someone had, that they're like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm gonna stop doing this to myself, or I'm gonna stop being involved in a situation like this. You're very powerful next week and a half when it comes to your craft work. You're very focused. You're very fair. If you're going to see something that isn't fair in your workplace, or if you have even your own business, if client approaches you in the wrong way, you're gonna speak up. You also feel quite protected here when it comes to your work. There is a goal that you have, like a long-term goal that you're very focused on achieving. And since we have the Wheel of Fortune here, with appropriate action, you'll get there sooner than you think. And you might already see hints of that next week and a half, or you might see something coming to fruition, wish coming true next week and a half. As long as someone's compass is their values and morals, it feels like they are achieving exactly what they want to achieve. It's all about action next week and a half. We're not sitting back and expecting things to be brought to us financially, career-wise. We put ourselves out there and we claim what we need. We get what we need. We have dedication, we have focus here, and that's your key. Action and what's the word I'm looking for? Consistency. Action and consistency are your friends for achieving your goals, guys. Number 2s next week and a half. Some of you are setting new goals here, I'm seeing. There is something that you already accomplished, or something that has ended, like a project or a chapter in your work life, and you are thinking of a new wish. You are thinking of a new thing that you want to be focused on, and it feels like setting a goal for you, it kind of keeps you going. It doesn't have to be something that you want to achieve in like 10 years. I feel like you're really wise in how you go about things here, little by little. You know, you're not jumping ahead of yourself. You are doing things little by little, and that's exactly what gets you that progress, that movement, and you can see your achievements. Overall, it's quite a powerful week for you because you have the Magician card to start with. So whatever you want to achieve, I feel like you're going to find it much easier to do so the next week and a half, because you are in that Magician energy. Okay? So I hope this made sense. As usual, if you need more content, find me on Patreon. And for the rest of you, have a beautiful week. Until the next one. Hello, pile number 3. Let's see what we have for you. So you have chosen the Son of Air, which is the Page of Swords. Let's get to it. Let's see what you can expect happening next week and a half. The next deck I'm using is this Two Lunaris Tarot. Pile 3, people, what is up? We have the Empress. We have have the Five of Swords. We have a Two of Swords. We have the Eight of Cups. And we have the Six of Wands. Interesting. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Strength. Now I'm gonna jump into specifics here, and then I'm gonna come back to the collective vibe, okay? I'm seeing a parent, someone who is a parent, who is trying to find the best way how to either navigate or help to navigate a situation for their child. I'm also seeing someone who is divorced and has children with a person that they divorced, and I feel like they're trying to find some sort of resolution. In your case, whatever you're trying to achieve here in that situation, it feels like you are succeeding. If there was any conflict, or now coming back to the collective, if you have encountered any conflict with whoever in your life, or there was a situation where there was maybe an argument, I feel like that argument is being resolved here, and someone takes time to cool down, someone takes a minute to think things through, and they're coming to some sort of resolution. It's interesting what I'm seeing here. Through either inner conflict or conflict with someone else, you guys feel somehow empowered. Maybe that's gonna give you a light bulb moment. Maybe you recognize in a part of yourself that you haven't recognized before, how you dealt with a difficult situation. There's pride I'm seeing. I'm proud of how I navigated this situation, and I have succeeded. And I think the key to this is, the key to succeeding is taking time to think things through. Not jumping into action straight away, but just taking a minute to think things through or to cool down. Let's see what else. Someone might even compliment you on your ways, how you dealt with a situation or how you'll be dealing with it. Someone sees you as an example or as an inspiration. We have the Moon. We have Judgment. We have Three of Cups. We have Ten of Wands. We have the Queen of Cups. Where your power lies next week, we're gonna have is compassion. Compassion for ourselves as well as others. And I'm talking about a situation that is not overly dramatic with someone else. Why I'm saying that? Because if someone keeps bothering you purposely or doing something that hurts you purposely, you would set your boundaries straight. You wouldn't use compassion anymore because it didn't work before, so you're gonna have to speak up. But in this situation, I feel like someone using compassion with someone else, and it doesn't feel like that situation has happened before. There is a new situation that you're encountering where there is some sort of conflict, and you stopping for a second and saying, you know what, I'm not gonna judge the book by its cover. I'm just gonna come from compassion, and it feels like that's exactly what works best in a situation. And there is this feeling of like, how can they be so calm? Someone else is observing the situation and they're almost like jealous of how someone is able to be so calm, so mature in a situation that they're in. Seeing very good time that you're having with a friend or someone that you consider your friend. I'm seeing a lot of happiness in your friend circle. I'm seeing a celebration possibly that someone is having or making decisions. Let's plan this out. Let's see what we can do. Maybe if you don't have a set plan just yet, you're getting together in order to plan something out for a celebration, a gathering, a get together. I'm also seeing that you're not as overwhelmed this next week and a half, especially if you felt physically tired in the past week. I'm seeing that your burdens are being lightened the next week. You feel much more in tune with your heart as well. Your heart feels stronger. Your heart chakra feels stronger than the last week. And it feels like you may have quite vivid dreams. Pay attention to a dream that you recently had or you will be having. It's trying to tell you something. It feels like a message from a higher self, to be honest, from your soul in a dream. Let's see what else we have. Now let's talk about your relationships, shall we? I'm gonna split the deck. Okay. What you can expect happening in your relationships next week and a half. 8 of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, and the 8 of Wands. It feels like someone is doubting the other person's abilities here, or doubting what they should do in a situation. Someone makes them feel a little bit stagnant or stuck, or they're not moving at the speed someone else wants them to move. And I'm seeing someone allowing this other person to be, not pushing, not asking anymore. They are deciding to take care of themselves with the 9 of Pentacles, to take care of their own well-being, to take care of their own selves. I'm hearing whenever I'm supposed to know about this, or whenever the time is right, it will come. I'm not pushing anything. I'm not pushing any relationships. I'm not pushing any connections. I know better now. Because in the past, when I tried to do that, I just found myself in much more chaos and destruction. And I'm not doing that anymore. I'm also seeing someone who wants to advise the other person. They're coming from heart, and they want to help the other. But the other person does not want to accept the help. And therefore, someone is deciding not to interfere anymore. This is your thing. I did what I had to do, or what I thought was necessary or was good for you, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm gonna leave you be. Very interesting week, pile number 3s, and next week and a half for you. Let's look at what we can expect in your work. And when I said that, I have 3 of Pentacles on the floor. I'm not going to pick it up, but I'm going to keep it in mind. What can you expect in your work life, in your sense of stability, security, finances next week and a half? We have the Sun, the Magician, the Tower, King of Swords, Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Wands. You're very hardworking people here, pile number 3. What I'm seeing for work next week and a half, it feels like someone is making you feel happy here. Part of what you were wishing to happen in your finances or in your careers is happening, but it's happening not in the way that you planned. It's going to be really unexpected, but the outcome is going to be what you want it to be. So you're going to have to be a little bit more flexible, because there is this sense of surprise here. I wished for that to happen because I knew it would make me happy, but it happened in such an unexpected way that I'm laughing at myself, and I'm laughing how universe, God works. You also are going to receive a message, a download from above that is going to tell you almost or hint to you what would be the best approach to achieve what you want. Where your power lies in your careers and your finances is curiosity. Be a page, be an intern, learn, read, research, communicate with people. If there is something that you need, go and get it. I'm hearing you can reach it. It's not too far away from you if you put yourself out there. There's also a person I'm seeing here who is going to be very interested in what you do, or will question about your projects, question you about your projects. Someone has an eye on you in the workplace, or maybe a client has an eye on your product or on your services. You will hear from them. Let's see, anything else? Overall, expect progress in your careers, pile number 3. Progress, shift, I'm hearing. 3 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, Temperance. It feels like everything is very balanced. You feel safe, you feel secure, you feel that what you were aiming for, or what you will be aiming for, can be achieved. You are the one who is a builder of your future. You know this, and therefore you believe in yourself. The Lovers, the Fool, the 9 of Swords. You might be afraid to do something that is out of the blue, or that it feels to you that is new, that you're not used to doing that thing, or you're not used to that technique or that approach. And I think that is exactly what is going to bring in luck. So don't be afraid to experiment next week and a half. Don't be afraid to try new things. You still might be scared to do so. It's uncomfortable with 9 of Swords, but after that we have the Wheel of Fortune. So decisions that you make in are going to be lucky decisions, as long as you are not afraid to put yourself out there, to be curious, to explore and experiment, okay? So that's what I have for pile number 3. As usual, if you need more content, find me on Patreon. For the rest of you, have a beautiful week. Thanks for being here. Until the next time.